You want some more paper, Todd? You know, I had it running with this paper. I'm going to turn it on and see if I've still got it set up. Have you done anything with it since the day I did?
I have not touched it.
Okay. Do you know how to turn it on? You want a video turning it on?
Okay, please.
Okay, number one, we plugged it into power.
Yeah.
Come around this way. Here's the on and off switch. Just a simple turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, off is to the right, on is straight up.
Okay.
When you turn this machine on, it takes about 3 minutes, and what it does, it pumps up a vacuum.
3 minutes.
Well, yeah, because the machine is all run, all the units are on solenoids, and air runs those solenoids. If you're familiar with printing, you'll know that. So down here is a very nice compressor, and we've recently put new compressor lines on it the other day. And so what it does, it pumps up, and it's got to pressurize the system. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes. I think it's how long it just took us to do. So once it pumps up, the compressor shuts off, and it's ready to run.
Okay, after 3 minutes.
But you cannot run it until you hear that compressor shut off.
Oh, okay. After 3 minutes, I need to turn it off. After 3 minutes, we need to wait.
Yep.
Okay. The next.
When this light, you'll hear the compressor shut off. And when these lights are all blinking, that means the machine's ready to operate. So to turn it on, we're going to double push this button. Both units are turning.
Okay, todas las unidades están corriendo.
You've got a manual on this, but you'll need to learn what these buttons do. But just to run plain sheets through the press, we're going to push this button right here, which is the vacuum button. Okay? First you set the counter. And we want to run 100 sheets.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. What we're going to do, to run the machine, you add your printing plates. Okay?
Yeah, this is my question about the plates.
Okay.
This is special plates?
Well, what I used, they're for this machine, and I used the poly plates.
Poly plates.
Yeah, because they were cheaper. $1.25.
Yeah.
And I had a poly, I just had a imager, a high-end HP laser, and I bought the poly plates, and I would just set my image up, and I'd print it like a piece of paper.
Oh.
And the toner would seize on the poly plates.
Okay.
And then you've got the puncher. You slide the poly plate in there and punch it. Okay. Then you've got a printing plate. You can get about 5,000 impressions off a poly plate.
5,000.
Yeah. So it depends how long you run. So are you familiar with metal plates? I'm sure you are. Okay, metal plates is what we've always used. But the poly plates, because what I did 50 sheet runs, 2-color, all day long. So what I would do, I had a common 1-color here, and I would change out my black printers, sometimes up to 100 different ones a day.
Okay.
While we would change them out. And that's what you'll love about this machine. You know, you double click, you have to read the book, but you set your plate there, and you double click, and it loads it, and it starts up, and it'll start printing.
Set up automatic.
Automatic.
Okay.
It'll start, and what it does, as soon as it loads the plate, it'll go, I got it set for 10 revolutions on a poly plate. The water comes down first, because you got to wet a poly plate. 10 revolutions, and then the ink comes on for 5 revolutions, and then it automatically, the vacuum kicks on and starts feeding the sheet. That's all you do. Okay? To change that number, it depends how deep you want to get into it. You can open this computer, open this up, and it gives you options to change the number of revolutions. Like if you would go to metal plates, you only need 5 revolutions. We set it up for poly plates. Okay? Another thing, the blanket, you know, you got packing under your blanket, it's set up a little thicker because a poly plate's a little thinner than a metal plate. So
how much for this poly plate around the box, for example?
Well, here's what I did. I bought what's called a Zonte printer. I've still got it in my attic at home. And the plates for the Zonte, the white poly plates, were $1.25, so it was $125 for 100 plates. Yeah, $125. And I ordered them from Zonte, which you're familiar with that. They're in, I guess, Alabama. And they make the plate. Well, they think they probably import it from China. but then they distribute the plate. But it's $125 for 100
$125 for around 100 plate.
It's 100 plates.
100 plate. And the blankets?
This is a new blanket. I mean, this was, what's a blanket, $40?
Yeah.
I just put a new blanket on it.
Okay.
But the blanket will last, good Lord, a year. Actually, this is probably the second blanket in 2 or 3 years we put on here. Because what's good about this machine is you adjust. A lot of duplicators are spring loaded, okay, and it kind of adjusts if you get 2 pieces or whatever. This one, you can adjust it manually while you're running. You can adjust your blanket to plate pressure right here. Like if you're running 20-pound bond, you'll turn it all the way to the right. If you're running, which I ran a lot of 12-point cover, you turn it all the way to the left, and it releases the pressure off there. So it's a cool feature that you can control it while the job is running. So your blankets last a lot longer because you can't smash a blanket.
So how many times I need to change the blanket? For a year, 2 years, or maybe how many impressions?
If you're printing something and a piece of copy's missing, then you know you got a smash place in your blanket.
Oh, okay.
But if you keep this machine clean and you set it up like it needs to be set up, then it'll last a year or 2. I don't think you can wear these out because I got the most expensive high-end blanket.
Maybe the use of the machine.
Yeah.
How many printing?
You can, if you're running just normal stuff and you pay attention to what you're doing, it'll last, I think, 3 or 4 years. It's not like a big press. It's real sensitive. This one has got such good control.
Right now we have a plate for make an example.
No.
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 Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, we sure don't, or we would, but we don't. But